Do you enjoy eating a mouth-watering profiterole and thought you wouldn't mind making yourself, but it just seems too complicated? Then come along with me and I'll show you a way that's quick, easy to make and tastes great. Let's go. Hey guys, Musa here from Quantum Home Improvements and Solutions. Welcome back. And if this is your first time to our channel, it's great having you join us. And so today I'm going to be making White Wings Profiteroles. Now these are so easy to make and very quick, and I've been making them for over 20 years. In actual fact, I started with the greens packet. And so this recipe has evolved over the years, and in actual fact the profiteroles have become a lot smaller. So I'm going to be combining 2 packets to make the bigger size. I do like them bigger. Now because I'm making them bigger, I have to increase the custard size. But regardless, I've always used a bit of extra pudding. So it's an instant pudding and it takes the taste to a new level. In actual fact, a lot of my friends in Bateman's Bay used to ask me, how do I make my profiterole so different to theirs? And so this is my secret and I'm going to share it with you. And so I was inspired to make this video for a young fellow by the name of Nathan, who's been asking me for a couple of years now to make profiteroles for him. And so he's going to be coming later as a taste tester. So now we'll get into it. And the first thing you need to do is put your oven on 200 degrees Celsius if it's a conventional oven and 180 degree if it's fan forced. And so the next thing we do is make the custard, and we need to put it in the fridge so it can go hard fairly quick. Now it does say on the packet that you use thickened cream and milk. Now I'm going to use, in actual fact, pure cream and milk, and the reason being because I'm going to be using the instant pudding. Now this custard is also instant in this packet, but it takes 25 minutes to go hard. Now the pudding takes longer, so you need to prepare this fairly early. Okay, so I'll take these out of the packet. Okay, so what we have here, these silver packets are the chocolate, which we'll use the microwave later to melt them down. Then you've got the cake mix. So obviously I'm making 2 lots, but you've got your cake mix, and then you've got your custard, and it's an instant custard, as I said. So the recipe shows it needs 200 ml of thickened cream and 100 ml of milk. Now I'm doubling the recipe, so it needs 600 ml in total. And this container of pure cream only comes in 500. So instead of breaking it up, I'm just going to put the whole 500 in, and I'm just going to put an extra 100 ml on top to get that 600 ml. And so Cottie's instant pudding shows on the packet that you need 700 ml of full cream milk. So then I'll pour that in as well. Okay, so I've opened the packets. Now I'm just going to put them into the bowl and just whisk them in. Now you've got to move pretty quick, as I said, and put the pudding in as well. Okay, so whisk that in really well, and you do this for 2 minutes. Okay, I can feel that getting thicker now. So you can see a little bit of body to it. It's not too much, it's still pretty creamy. Okay, it's been 2 minutes. Beautiful. I'll just put that in the fridge. And now we're getting serious, I've got the gloves on. Okay, so now we're gonna put in the cake mix. Now what I'm gonna do here, it doesn't tell you on the packet, but I will sift it because I found that these do clog up. So I'm going to sift them through. As you can see, there's not much in the actual mix. Now, so on the packet it tells you to use a blender. I'm not going to be using the blender. I found it's actually a lot better just doing it by hand. Okay, so you can see these big chunky pieces in there. I'm refining them down so they can actually mix a lot easier. Okay, done. You can see how refined that is now. It's a lot easier to mix. Okay, so now we're going to add the eggs and water. So the packet says you need 2 eggs per pack. So I've got 4 eggs here, and you need 125 ml, which is half a cup of water. So I've got here 1 cup of water. So I'll just put the eggs in first. Okay, so now with the eggs, they are at room temperature. If you keep your eggs in the fridge, which we do, just let them come back to room temperature. So I'll just put the eggs in. And so these eggs are from our chickens and very good quality. Okay, so now I'll just add the water and just mix that in. So what will happen after a couple of minutes, it will go hard. Okay, so just let all those ingredients mix in well. Just make sure that you clear the sides. Okay, so you can see there it's gone hard. So I'll just let that sit for a minute and then mix it again. So look at that, that's looking really good now. That's what we're looking for. Okay, so I've buttered the trays, and as I said before, the packet will make 12 small profiteroles, but in actual fact, I'm gonna make them a little bit bigger, as I said, so I'm gonna be making 18. Okay, so now I'm gonna give this a final mix, and then place it in these trays. Okay, you can see that looks really good. Okay, it's not supposed to be a soft consistency. That's perfect. Okay, so now I'll just put a good sized chunk of this in the tray. Just let that sit in. Don't do any more than that. Just get a big chunk and just drop it in. Okay, now I'll just do this one. Okay, so these are not supposed to be perfect. I just try to spoon out roughly about the same for them, the quantities. Okay, so I end up making 17, not 18, which is not a big deal. I didn't really measure out the quantities. I just put out the chunk size that I felt that I needed. Okay, so now I'll put them in the oven, and they do take 30 to 35 minutes to cook. The first 15 minutes, you leave it on the 200 or 180 degrees Celsius, and then after 15 minutes, you knock it down 20 degrees, so it goes to 180 or 160. Okay, so from here on in, don't open the door, whatever you do, until it's finished cooking. So it's hard to see through this mirrored glass, but it's now 15 minutes and it's time to drop it down to 160 degrees Celsius. And so now we'll leave it for another 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, it's 35 minutes and this is looking great. I'll just turn this off. And look at that, beautiful, beautiful. They look incredible and smell beautiful. So now we've got to quickly cut them up. Just take them out. There we are. As I said, this has got to be done pretty quickly. So what you've got to do with a serrated knife, cut that roughly, not half, but probably about a third down, and just cut that up. Keep that matched together. The same with this one. Beautiful. These are cooked beautifully. So it will be a little bit hot, so make sure you've got some gloves on. Okay. Look at that, beautiful. Nathan's going to be very happy. I didn't mention it earlier, but Nathan went to school with my son Marcus, and Marcus also loves profiteroles, so they're going to really enjoy eating these. So if you don't do this quick enough, the actual dough, the outside of the profiterole, would actually start getting too soft and it's hard to cut it. So you've got to do this fairly quickly. Okay, beautiful. They taste beautiful. Okay, so you've got to take out the internal sections next. You've got to do this fairly quickly because it will go hard quickly. Now sometimes the profiterole will break, so that has this section broken off. I'll still use it, but if you're trying to make it impressive, then you probably just put it on the side and have a little snack. So if you don't cook these long enough, these won't be strong enough for you to do this. They'll just break apart. So be careful, let them cook to a nice golden brown color. You can see that color's beautiful, perfect. Okay, so we're finished. That's fantastic. We'll let them cool down a bit more. Okay, so the custard combined pudding is now ready. You can see how firm that is. Ready to go. And so now this is the easy bit. And so now I've kept them with their pairs, and you try to match them up back the way you cut them. So now all I do is just put some custard on both sides of the profiterole, and I close it up roughly how I cut it. Done. And then later we'll be putting some chocolate on top. I'll just keep that on the side. So if they are broken, you'll find the custard actually holds it together, which is really good. And you can see how much custard I'm putting in that. Hence why people love the way I make them. They're custard filled. Look at that. That's the broken one, and it still sits pretty good. So all up, this should take you probably around an hour to make. And it's a very nice, simple dish, and people love it. Look at that. See? The shapes really do give it some character. Okay, last one. Okay, we're done. Okay, so we have a little bit of custard left. Now, I've got to say, it is a crime to throw that away, so you best eat it. That is beautiful. Okay, we're almost there. Just wipe the bench down, keep the area clean. I find it's a lot easier to work. Okay, so now I'll just cut up these packets and I'll put these in the microwave, so they're just little chocolate drops. You just put them in the microwave for 1 to 2 minutes, but you just periodically just check them to make sure they're not overcooking. Okay, so it's been in there for a minute and I've gave it a stir. You can see some hard pieces still in there, but around the edges are really soft. So I'm actually not going to put in any more. I'm just going to let the soft bits melt the hard bits. Yep, beautiful. Look at that. It's all gone soft. Fantastic. All right, I'll just put that on the side. Grab the plate. Now, this is pretty easy. All you got to do is just put a little bit of chocolate on top. Just give it a bit of a swirl. Done. So if you put this on too soft, it'll just run over the edges and it's not going to be good. I'll just put that in there. How great do they look? And they smell incredible. And so this part can be a little bit messy if your fingers are in the way. So just be careful with that. Okay. Okay, so that's the last one. I'll put that in here. This one definitely is an accident. Okay, I'll put this on the side. Clean that up. Yum, that is so nice. Okay, so now I'll just clean my hands, put this in the fridge, let it go hard, and then it's ready to serve. Okay, look at that. The profiteroles have been in the fridge for a little while now, and they smell great, they look great, and they're ready to eat. And just in time, because Nathan will be here soon to do the taste testing. Hey, how you going? Hey, Ellie. Hey. How are you? Good to see you.
Sorry, we're a bit late.
That's fine. Hey, this is Ellie, Marcus. Hey guys, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having us.
It's great having you here. And it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, I've been waiting about 2 years.
Yeah, you know the reason why I made it?
Why is that?
I got sick of hearing it. But now everyone's going to find out my secret. So the White Wings packet is quite easy to make and it tastes great. But with me adding the extra ingredients, which is the pudding, vanilla pudding, into the custard, it just takes it to a new level, as you know. All right, the moment of truth. Nathan. Women first.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks.
Profiteroles aren't usually big, but with these, they are big and there's a lot of custard in them purposely, right? And I never use a fork, so just be careful because it's going to go everywhere. And if you want to use a fork, you're welcome to, but I like the challenge. See, I told you, it's going to go everywhere. Okay, guys, what do you think?
Just as good as I remember.
This is your first time?
Yeah, my first time.
Have you ever tried profiteroles before?
No.
This is
I didn't
interesting.
even know what they were.
As Nathan said earlier, do you want to share that with us?
Well, yeah, I was down in Melbourne just last week and someone got a profiterole from a very fancy bakery and it was nothing compared. You haven't had a profiterole, you've had your profiterole.
Yeah, so the pudding is the Cottie's pudding, the vanilla, and that really does enhance the taste, and it really just takes it to a new level, as I said earlier. It is really nice, and it's very Moorish, right? So Nathan, do you remember the first time you tried my profiteroles?
Yeah, it was on my birthday.
Yep.
I think it was down in Bateman's.
Bateman's Bay, correct, it was. I used to make it all the time in Bateman's Bay, and we lived there for 10 years, and the locals knew me as the profiterole guy. Then they used to always say, how come yours tastes so good? It's because I cheated. And Slacko Marcus didn't want to join us. He was a little bit shy.
Oh, he's always been a bit shy.
Yeah.
I did hear him say that this was his favourite dessert.
He'll say it, but he won't say it on camera, the Slacko.
Now
Anyway,
you've got us on record.
please keep eating, guys. So Nathan, I've got to ask you a question. Is this enough to last you another 2 years?
Maybe just one.
You know what? I've got some great news for you. Great news. You're going to be very happy about this. You'll have a video to copy it off.
Oh, excellent. I'll give it a crack. I don't think it'll ever compare.
It's not that hard, seriously. I think you can make it. Let me just make a disclaimer here. The custard that comes with White Wings is actually really nice. It's really nice. I've just taken it to a new level, that's all.
I'd expect nothing less from this.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was delicious. Well worth the wait.
Thank you. Okay, guys, thanks once again for coming to be the taste testers.
Thank you so much for having us. It's always...
It was a pleasure.
So good.
Thank you. So that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you get something out of it. And if you are looking for this recipe, I will put a link for Cottees and also for White Wings in the descriptions below. And if you have any comments, please leave them below and I will get back to you. And I'd ask you, please consider to subscribe, hit the like button and share this video, and there's many more to come. Thanks, guys.
See you.
Danger, Will Robinson, danger. Anyway, you want to try profiteroles with us? You're already on video, so it's not going to hurt just a little bit more. You know, you told me the other day when I was telling you about Nathan, and I said to you, Nathan's coming to taste the profiteroles because he's been nagging me for years now, right? And then what did you say?
That was the best dessert you make.
Yeah, he said he enjoys it, right? I didn't even know that until the other day.
You just cut to me licking the plate.
No. You know I do have bloopers in this video, don't you? Okay, you're gonna have to clean your beard now.